partner and saddle on up to another saloon while you go to the podcast tavern and order yourself up a nice tall cup of the Island Shuffle.
Welcome to Big Joe McGillicuddy's old frosty mug. Hey, I hope you're doing well. Another thirsty Thursday afternoon, and here we are today. Just pouring out the froth.
Pouring out the froth into your cup that is your earbuds.
Into the ear cup. Oh, let us beat that sweet, sweet drum of the night. Your eardrum with our voices.
Yeah.
Played through your device. Oh, how do you do today? Oh, it's so nice to hear from you.
Oh, I hope you enjoy hearing from us also, because you're going to be hearing from us forever, for the rest of all time. That's the plan. This is the very sustainable podcast that's never going to stop, and and we're going to just keep on doing it forever, I think. That's the plan.
That is the plan.
That's the plan. And this is chapter 70 of our eternal quest. And what do you say? What do you say?
Worst episode ever. This week we watched late season 6, episode 15. It's called Across the Sea, and it explores sort of Jacob and the smoke monsters' lives. And it turns out they're very uninteresting.
Yeah, who they are, who they came to be, how they it's kind of like tough to even like crack wise about, because it
sucks and it doesn't make any sense and it doesn't relate to anything.
We literally don't see anybody we recognize all episode.
Nope.
Until the very end, and even
the very
that's
end
like,
we get a glimpse of Jack and Kate and Locke.
Yeah, and other than that, the whole episode is Jacob, the real smoke monster man, and then a bunch of other people who we don't know.
There's a bunch of people that we never meet.
Oh my God.
There's so let's just I guess do it chronologically. This one at least is very straightforward.
No time hopping around at all going on in here, which is nice. So we open and a lady in a big old red robe who's pregnant has washed onto the shore. Not just any shore. Why, it's the island, of course.
It's the shore of the island.
Mm-hmm. And she's washed up, and she staggers herself up, and she goes to the creek for a drink. And then she's approached by someone who you and I both recognize as Academy Award winner Allison Janney.
But it's not just any Allison Janney.
No.
She's in a robe and speaks Latin.
She speaks Latin, baby.
But with a heavy American accent.
Incredibly Americanized Latin. And the lady, they have a conversation, fully in subtitled Latin, that is along the lines of like, where are you? You're hurt. Come with me. I'm lost. Help me. Where am I? Come with me. Blah. Allison Janney takes the lady to her cave and is like, hey, my name's Claudia. I came here on a boat. And Allison Janney's just like, don't worry about it. Rest up for a bit. You're pregnant. You need to chill out.
Then the lady's like, time to have the babies.
Yeah. Another thing I want to mention, before we get into baby time, I want to mention that they're chatting, and then they suddenly just stop speaking Latin.
Oh, they just switched to English.
They just switched to English. I think
they're like, this was difficult.
Yeah, they got a minute into filming this episode, and then they were like, wait a second, fuck this.
Yeah.
We cannot do this. This is not sustainable.
Honestly, I think it would have been better to just have it be English the whole time.
I can't help but agree. I would have believed that.
The Latin was not convincing in the least.
No, it did not make me think, whoa, we're in Latin times.
Yeah, this is old.
Now this is old.
Oh my God, it's not just Kate in a funny suit. There's a whole different people in a whole different time period. Oh my God.
What
the island can do anything.
The island can do anything. It can make Latin happen.
It can make Latin cool again.
Finally. Latin's due for a real nostalgic revival.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just like Latin is the 80s of the teens.
Latin is the 80s of the 90s.
So the lady starts going, okay, time to have a baby. Wow. And she has a baby, and it's a childbirthing scene. And it's not a
whole child comes out.
A whole baby comes out, And the lady's like, "Oh, you got to name this baby Jacob, because that's what I've been thinking of." And then she goes, "Wait a second. Whoa, hold the phone. There's another baby in here."
What's behind door number 2?
It's
a baby as well.
Extra baby.
Extra baby.
Bonus
And then
baby.
They deliver that baby.
They deliver that second baby, and then the mom, whose name is Claudia, says, "Oh no, I didn't ever come up with a second name. I only had one name picked out." And
It's
then
like, okay.
and then Allison Janney kills the
yeah,
mom.
she picks up a rock and smashes the mother's head in. And the babies are sitting there.
The babies watch the whole thing.
And then the next thing you know, there's 2 shitty teenagers on the beach.
They are teens.
And one wears white and one wears black.
Do you get it?
One has blonde hair, one has black hair.
So I'm wondering if
one has a name, one doesn't.
I'm wondering if the audience gets like the real subtleties of having the 2 twins, but one is white and one is dark, and it's like kind of like a whoa sort of wow. It's kind of like a cool thing.
It's really like a new thing they tried and it worked.
It really was interesting to see. When you see it, it's interesting.
Heaven and hell.
I could
good and bad.
I
God and not God.
God and his brother.
God and his brother.
These kids are one thing I want to say about these kids is they're not good actors. They're no Academy Award winner Allison Janney. I'll tell you that much for free. They are like, you know what? I actually can't really tell if they're like bad actors or if the script is just that.
That's it. Because
dense.
I said the words "these kids can't act," and then you pointed out that Academy Award winner Allison Janney is floundering out here as well.
Yeah.
Because I think it is just an awful script.
It's not a good script.
I was mad at every word they said.
Every word they say is not a word that a person says to another person.
No, exactly.
It's so like stiff and stilted.
And that's not their fault.
It's not their fault. I don't.
Also, nothing happens. They're not doing anything.
They're so what happens is the nameless child finds a little like box on the beach and goes, "Wow, cool." Opens it up and there's some like rocks inside and takes it to Jacob and says, "Look at this." Jacob says, "I don't understand what that is." The nameless child says, "It's a game. You play it." Jacob says, "Well, what if Mother finds out?" "She's not going to find out." Why not? "Because she'll take it away if she does." "Well, what if," and like it goes back and forth like that for like I want to say 50 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say 50 years. Why would the mother take it away? What is going on? Who cares? What does this game have to do with anything?
It's a game, you see. There's 2 players of the game, and honestly, it's like they're pawns in a big game, kind of.
Oh,
it's kind of like if they're pawns in a big game, you see.
Ah,
it all ties into all of the whole show, you see. Everybody a pawn in a big game.
And then, so Jacob goes back to the cave, and the mom is like, "Hey, what'd you guys do out at the beach?" And Jacob's like, "Nothing." And then the mom is like, "I'm going to go talk to your brother, who I haven't named." And then she goes to the brother, and she's like, "You found a game, eh?" And he's like, "How'd you know?" And she's like, "I know everything."
And she also says a couple of things here. She says, "I left that game there for you to find. It came from me. Where else could it have come from, of course, you big dummy?" And then the nameless kid goes, "Well, maybe it could have come from across the sea." "No, but there's nothing across the sea, young child. It's just me, here, you, Jacob. That's all, baby. That's all there is to it. That's the life we live." So far, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So far, who cares? Also, it's like they're both like 13 or something, and they're just asking all of those questions that like every 6-year-old would have asked by now.
Yeah, I feel like they have a big like amount of conversation like all at once. They suddenly start asking like, wait a second, what is across the sea?
Yeah, what's out there?
Up until now, they were just like, I don't know, making a blanket or
hanging
whatever.
out in the woods. Yeah, making a blanket. Literally, that's all the mom does. Is she's in this little cave and she makes a blanket.
She makes a big blanket.
She never gets far in it.
She never gets that far.
You never see them with a blanket.
No, that's the ultimate torment is Chekhov's blanket.
Chekhov's blanket.
You show a blanket being loomed in the first act. You're expected to cover up a whole body by the third.
That's funny. Then what happens? I don't even remember because it's so boring.
What happens? Well, speaking of boring, they're chasing a boar.
Oh my God, they're boring.
They're boring.
Oh my God.
They're performing the act of boring, and then the boar gets bored by something else. By a man.
Yeah, there's men out there.
You see, it's not just Jacob and the nameless kid and the fucking mommy Allison, Janney out here. There's men out here too.
We got men.
And they're shocked. They're stunned. They hide from these men and they go back to mom and they say, "Mummy, mummy, mummy."
Where did these men come from?
There were men out there and they looked like us.
Where'd you buy these men?
Where did you buy these men,
You
mummy?
bought men and you didn't tell us, Mummy. You bought him a board game. You bought some men for me. Oh my God, Mummy, you're too kind.
Mummy, you're so generous, but I thought we were the only of men.
Yeah, no, we have men.
That's a better script than what we saw.
It is too. That's what I was thinking. That's what's so sad of it. Like, even saying the stupidest thing, it's more interesting than what they did in this show.
Yeah, it's just like I feel my. I don't even feel my bones leave my body when I read this, because there's bad episodes of Lost where it's like unbelievable what I'm seeing. This just doesn't feel like anything.
Yeah, totally. This is just like disappointing.
Like there's
and just it's so like 3 out of 10.
There was such an opportunity here to be like, the whole premise of the episode being like, here's the origin of the man, Jacob. It could have been an opportunity to be so fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
And once again, they were just like, what if we just did like a school play instead?
That is what it feels like. It's like, there's a board game, there's black and white. Men were there all along. Oh no.
I thought we were alone.
But don't worry, they spoke Latin once. It's deep.
It's deep, dude.
It's like a really big hole. It's really deep.
Jacob and the guy play a game, and it's almost like the game they've been playing the whole season. Remember when Locke and Kate were at a little rock on a board? It was just exactly the same.
It's so freaking crazy.
The layers and the deepness of the depths of the show are just profound.
I am sort of impressed by the special effects where they managed to turn Jacob's shirt white and the other guy's black.
Yeah, how'd they do that?
Really impressive.
Super impressive. Movie magic, I tell you.
It could be Hollywood, California.
That's just industrial light and magic working their swift touch.
This show sucks.
This show sucks so much. This episode of the show in particular is
that's the thing. This is the worst one we've watched in a long time.
It really, like, at least the last season 6 episode we watched had Hurley having a fun date and Desmond running over Locke with a car.
Totally. That was sort of fun, actually.
That was like, what? Okay, sure.
Because that's what you were talking about with the, like, they're doing Jacob's episode, Make It Bonkers. It's like they already have made shit bonkers.
Yeah, they made shit cranked. Here's, I believe, let me just... I have my notes being, men, people are bad.
Yes.
Yeah, Allison.
People are bad.
Allison Janney basically says, like, I hid the people from you because they're bad. People are bad. And then they're like, but we're people. But we're people. Are we people? And Janney says, listen, come with me. I have to show you something very important.
Ew.
Blindfolds them, takes them all on a journey, sets them down, opens their blindfold. Where are they? They're at a cave where a light is glowing.
It's a glowing yellow light in a cave.
Yellow light in a
and
cave.
Oh my God, is that a glowing yellow light?
Like, you ever see a yellow light glowing from a cave? Not like this, Buster. No, you haven't. They go and they say, he says, listen. They're like, what the heck is this? I've never seen anything so beautiful in my life. All I do is look at sand and board game all day and blankets.
Now I see light.
My God.
Oh my God.
This is crazy. And Allison,
What you trying to do? Murder me with stimulation, Mom? This is fucking cool. Light in cave.
how crazy would it be? How much funnier would it be if they both saw the light and were just like, ah! What the no! No! What? This is impossible.
Light in cave. Oh
Madness.
My God. Mother. Take it away. Take it away.
Incomprehensible.
I wasn't ready. Because that's the thing, too. She's really reluctant to take them there. She's like, not yet. It's not time. And then she takes them there, and it's like, oh, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. What it is she basically says, this light is the source of all life. And every single man has a little bit of this light inside of them. But if the light goes out here, it goes out forever. Those people, they want to harvest this light. And also a bad thing happens if you go in the light. She says a lot of shit like that. I feel like there's maybe like a sentence or two more missing. It's a lot of that.
That is exactly what she says in my recollection.
That's it, right? So this light is it's the be all. It's introduced as the be all and end all of the source of the island's powers, effectively. Well, great.
What?
Never was this a thing before.
No.
We've seen this cave in the finale because we've seen a bit of the finale. But like this is not a thing that had any like sort of build up or anything to it. It's just like, well, here it is.
Here's the light now.
It's just a light in a
We've
cave.
never seen like any light.
No,
We've
it's
never
not.
seen
It's not been
any-
like a motif to see light in a cave.
Mhm.
Magnetism has been a motif, and at least that comes up later. But this is all new, and it's dumb and shitty.
But alas, this is what they were building up to all along.
All along, it all led up to a light in a cave. And every man that also is in every man's soul. It's a soul
it's
light.
also in every man's soul.
It's also a soul
But
light.
you always want to get more of it.
Yeah.
More of light and cave and soul.
Yes, every man wants more. It's never enough for the man.
I like how she says that, and it's like, how would you go about trying to harvest this? It's light.
What are you talking about?
Are they coming out hard anti-solar power right now?
Yeah, that's what this is. This is this is Big Edison's big play to keep us all on AC power.
Jesus fucking Christmas.
Honestly, Christmas can't save you now.
Yeah.
So here's what happens next. The kids, they're playing the board game. This shitty little rectangle where they put a rock on a thing and they go, wow, look at that. And then the nameless child goes and sees her real mom, the red-robed lady, off in the distance. Jacob can't see him, though. So the kid goes, bye, Jacob. I'm just going for a regular walk in the woods like normal.
And Jacob's like, all right, I'll just sit here and play the game by myself, I guess.
I'll just sit here motionless and stare at these rocks as I like to do. She follows this apparition of her mom, and the mom is like, I'm your real mom. I died. Your mom killed me. Come check this shit out. Takes her over the corner and says, hey, look at that. There's a whole village full of people. And she says, guess what? These are your real people. We came here on a boat. And Jacob's brother says, what the heck is a boat? A boat? A ship? You're making up words at me. Ghost mom?
There's nothing outside of the island, Ghost Mom.
And then Ghost mom says, my friend, you are from outside of the island. Ha ha ha. These people are your people and you are from across the sea. Bada bing. How's
Ghost
that?
Mom, you sound like Eastside Mario.
Hey, I'm walking here. Listen, I'll tell you one thing and I tell you two things. Soon you're asking me for three things and I gotta give it up right here, right now.
Eastside Mario, you sound like New Jersey car dealer.
Hey, come on down to Eastside Mario's Ghost Mom Emporium. We got Ghost Moms for you. And you. And you too.
Buy a ghost bomb, get a free board game. Make up
Hey.
the rules. Who gives a shit?
Hey, if you like a board game, you'll love looming a blanket for your entire life.
Oh, act fast and we'll give you a glimpse of light.
Oh, not just any light. It's the you might think to yourself, well, I got a bit of light in my soul. I'm doing just fine. No, my good sir. You're gonna look at this light and you're gonna say, gimme.
Give me more of that. I want to harvest that.
I gotta harvest that somehow. Let me tell you.
I like this character.
He's good. He should have been in the episode.
Yeah. That would have made everything way better. Get your light over here.
Come on.
I got light in a cave. 4 shillings in a board game. I'll give you some light in a cave.
Oh man, I like him. Why is he named after a mediocre chain of Italian
I
restaurants?
know. It's a real shame, East Side Mario.
It's a real shame. You can do better. At least he has a name. at least he has a birth name.
So they just never named the nameless kid.
Yeah,
it sucks.
I want to mention. So, I want to dive into that in a little bit, but we gotta wrap up what happens here first and foremost.
Totally.
Nameless kid has had enough. He sees oh, there's people and they're my people. Also, Allison Janney killed my real mom. Goes to get Jacob and says, "Listen, Jacob, we're getting out of here right now. Here's the scoop. I got the scoop. Real shit. Real people, there are people. Mom's a liar. She lied to us about everything. She never made a board game. She doesn't know how to make a blanket.
Jesus.
She's
She's been working on the same blanket for 40 years, Jacob.
You think she really won an
40
Academy
years.
Award for I, Tanya?
That's what she went out for.
I think so, yeah.
She was the mom. She was great. She was great in that.
Yeah, she's Allison Janney, incredibly talented actress. She can make Aaron Sorkin's shit work. She couldn't make this work.
Yeah.
JJ, come on.
You really did bad this time.
Does JJ stand for Jacob and Jacob's brother?
I think it stands for garbage disposal.
Yeah, the J's are silent. Or it's a hard J and then a dense J.
That's funny, actually. A dense J.
Yeah, it sounds a little like
a D.
Duh. Yeah.
Garbage. It stands for Jerry.
Jerry Abrams. I mean, we know it stands for Juicy. Don't email us.
Abrams.
Don't add us. So they go off, and Jacob says, "No, I love my mommy. My mommy's good, and mommy would never lie to us. I'm gonna beat you up now, kid."
And he kicks the shit out of that kid.
And then
he if you could give someone a name through punches, he would have accomplished that.
Yeah, he would have been named Swift Slam in the Jaw.
Swift Slam in the Jaw.
Which is a better name than no name.
Than no name at all.
Allison Janney shows up and says, "Why are you fighting? No. Pulls Jacob off, and the kid is bleeding and is like, "I'm leaving, Mom, and I'm taking everybody with me. Don't you try to find me. No how." And takes off and goes to live with the people for a while. Jacob and Allison Janney are sitting by the beach, and they're both sad that he's gone. They're like, "Why is he ever coming back?" No, he's never coming back. And then we get a scene that really just it's all been very bad and interesting so far. This really highlights what the deal is here, and it's I kind of even forget how the lead up to this happened.
And what scene is this?
I'm talking about them on the beach, and Jacob is asking Mom why she loves him more than me.
Oh yeah.
Where does this come from?
And he just asks
He just asks it. They're just chatting, and they're just like why did you let him go? Well, he had to go. Is it because you love him more than you love me?
And that just comes out of left field.
Nothing.
And there was never anything before
Yeah.
to make you think that the mom has a favorite son.
No.
Aside from the fact that one of them has a name,
Yeah.
which works in Jacob's favor.
Mhm.
There was never any like tensions between the two kids,
Mhm.
but now all of a sudden he just has this giant inferiority complex.
Yeah.
And the mother isn't even like, oh, I don't. She's like, I love you in different ways, which
Yeah.
is to say, like, she does love the other kid more.
Yeah, this, like everything in this episode, it is completely divorced from everything else.
Uh-huh.
Has nothing to do with anything, and the worst crime of all is not interesting to look at or see.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's seemingly important.
Apparently, it's a relevant, huge beat that we're supposed to all look at and go, wow.
And it does come up later,
Mhm.
but it doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't. Flash forward 30 years.
Ha.
They've all grown up. That blanket's still in
Dude,
the
still
shambles.
working on that fucking blanket.
Jacob's working on it, and Mom is tired, and Jacob says, all right, I'm going for a stroll. Jacob goes for a stroll and goes to the camp where the people are.
Uh-huh.
And guess who's working there? But grown up.
Oh, brother.
Grown up brother. And here's where I want to really dive into the fact that this motherfucker has been alive for 30 years and is still unnamed.
Yeah, totally.
Had a mom who refused to name him, went to live with this weird surrogate community, still didn't get named. Nobody was even like, hey, black shirt guy.
No, no one calls him anything.
Kiddo. Instead, we have to resort to being like, Jacob's brother.
Hey, you. Yeah, it's so dumb.
Ridiculous.
They just don't name him.
Just
Why
like,
didn't they just name him?
just call yourself Motorcycle or anything.
I know.
What?
Call him Rocky. That's
call
what
him-
Sylvester Stallone did.
And it would be named after the way your mother died. It
Yeah.
would be symbolic and beautiful.
Rock.
Jacob and Rock.
It's literally better than Jacob and
Just silence.
yeah, he doesn't have a name.
I'm saying his name every time I take a breath between sentences. We're always his name is
we
in
all live his name.
We all live his name. His name is the only life I choose to live.
His name's the sound of silence.
So, confirming our fears about the script in this episode is we have two grown adults who are all ostensibly decent character actors. Jacob playing a baby and Titus Welliver playing the real form of the smoke monster. And they're having another conversation that is just like circles of jargon.
Yeah.
Of nothing.
They play the board game.
They play the board game, and he's like, "Well, he's like, why are you watching us from all the way above?" And
He's just standing on a hill.
standing on a hill. Calm down, dude. Take it easy.
And Jacob's like, things look good down here. And then the guy's like, maybe they look good from so high up in the sky, but down here, these people are greedy, they're selfish, and it's like, what is going on? I like how he says, he's like, these people are greedy, they're selfish, they're manipulative, like, they're awful. And it's like, have you met your mother?
Have you met your mom who killed your mom?
Yeah. If you're gonna be talking about like who is the worst group of people to be around, it's definitely the one that lies and murders all the
that
time.
lies and murders and then built your whole life on a lie. I think that's definitely a clear, like, I'm sure these strangers have some problems.
Yeah.
But
The only thing that convinces me that both of them are bad is that no one at any point ever names him.
yeah, that's exactly it. Oh God,
It's garbage.
it's not good. So they're talking about it, and they're just like, well, if they're so bad, well, what are you doing sticking around with them, Mr. Smart Guy, Mr. Smarty Pants? And Nameless Man goes, there are means to an end. And that end is, I'm leaving this friggin' island once and for all. And Jacob's like, no, you can't. There's nothing out there, I'm telling you. And the Nameless Man picks up his knife, throws it against the wall, against a nearby well, and the knife sticks to the well. What the heck? It's magnets, baby. And he goes,
Magnet well.
And he goes, listen, there's places on this crazy ass island where metal is weird. I may be a dumbass, but there's some smarties on this island who have some cool ideas about what to do there. And Jacob's like, well, bye. Goodbye. So long.
I'm gonna go tell Mom what you said.
I'm gonna go tell my mommy about this. And she does this, and The next scene we see is Jacob sitting inside the well, heating up some rocks.
Nameless guy sitting inside the well.
Sorry, yes,
heating
nameless
up some
guy.
rocks. He has rocks over the fire.
Mm.
Because that's what you do.
That's what you do.
And Mama comes on down. She's like, "See you at the bottom of the well."
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, this is where I like to hang out, Mom. Thanks for coming through. How do you?
It's been 30 years.
Would you like to eat a boiling rock?"
She says, "No. Just tell me what you're up to, son."
And he says, "Well, listen. Here's what I'm up to. I'm gonna leave this island once and for all. Check this shit out." And then I've been, remember when I was a kid and you took me to a big old light? I was looking for that light my whole damn life, and I still couldn't find it. And I thought, well, what the heck? What if we can find it another way? So check this shit out. Reaches behind him, pulls out a little rock, and boom, it's that fancy light that we all love to see.
Big old light.
And he says, "We found it over here. Can you believe it? And here's a big wheel. We're going to attach this wheel to a mechanism that is going to channel the water and the light. And then we're going to turn the wheel. And when we do, who fucking knows, baby?
I'll get off this island once and for all.
I'll get off this island once and for all." Just a regular sentence that a person likes to say.
It makes no sense.
A mechanism that channels the water and the light.
And all it is just a wheel.
It's a wheel.
It's a wheel.
It's a wheel.
Yeah. So he says essentially, "I'm stupid. Look at me, Mom." And then the mom is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you over that." And then she smashes his head against rocks because that's her one character trait, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then she leaves and goes back home.
Yep, leaves and goes back home. Goes to Jacob and says, "All right, Jacob, listen up. Come with me. Recognize this place where I'm taking you? You know it. You love it. It's a cave. That's the only interesting thing you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. It's full of light.
Cave to the light.
And listen, I've been protecting this light my whole life, and now it's your turn to protect it, because I'm going to die someday. And so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull out this wine. I'm going to sippy. You're going to sippy. And then we're going to say some bullshit. And now, congratulations, you're God now."
Okay.
That's how it works. That's how it works. It's that easy.
And Jacob's like, "But you didn't want it to be me. You wanted it to be my brother. He's your favorite."
That's true. This is the one, like, semi-interesting, relevant thing, which is that he says, well, you didn't even want it to be me. You wanted it to be him. And Allison Janney's just like, well, like, listen, I wanted it to be both of you. I forget what she exactly says.
She just says, like, "I see now that it's supposed to be you. It was always supposed to be you."
Yeah. But also, you don't really have a choice in this matter. So just, accept
Drink the fucking wine.
Drink the wine and accept your fate, and then fuck with some people for the next 2,000 years. Why don't you? And
he's like, "All right, I do whatever Mom says.
I do what my mommy says.
I'm a fucking loser.
I'm a dweebus loser, and I wear diapers in my pants and diapers on my head. And
I go to bed with 7 diapers.
I got 7 diapers. I have a pacifier up my nose, and I'm a big little baby. I need my bottle, and I do whatever my mommy tells me to.
And also, I'm God.
I'm God. I'm a little baby God. Oh God. So that's how Jacob became God. Is mommy said so.
Because Mommy said so, and he said, "But you didn't want it to be me." And she went, the other one left.
Tough beans, sucker.
Your brother left. The better one is gone.
The better, cooler one is gone, and it's got to be you now.
I guess he will be the devil now.
I guess he's got to be the devil now. Case in point, nameless kid wakes up above the well somehow.
Yeah, way above the well.
Wakes up way above the well, goes over to the well, sees it's caved in with rocks, is just like, well, bummer. And then sees a big plume of smoke and runs over, and oh no, the whole village has been burned down and everybody was killed.
So the mom murdered a bunch of people.
The mom went we're not just talking like a biblical one murder.
She killed a whole town.
She killed a whole town. How'd she do it?
I don't know. She's sick as fuck, though.
That's true. It is incredibly badass.
That's some of that Allison Janney fucking Academy Award shit.
Yeah, that's
when
exactly
she kills
what
the whole
is.
town.
Yeah, which Academy Award nominee has the highest body count? Asks the Academy
definitely
every year.
Allison Janney at this point.
At this point, it's got to be Allison. I would hope so. Anyway, I think she's put in her dues.
She's paid her union dues.
So Allison Janney goes back to the cave alone, and then she gets stabbed in the back by brother. And she's like, "Oh no, I'm dying. Oh no." And the brother's like, "Listen, before you die, why didn't you want me to leave the island?" And Allison Janney says, "Because I love you." And then she says, "Thank you." And then she dies. She dies like a fucking high school theater death of like just like her head goes to
Her
the side.
head just falls to the side. It's
Yeah.
really funny.
It's incredibly funny.
Yeah.
And then Jacob sees the whole scene and is just like, "What did you do? What did you do?
You killed my mommy.
You killed my mommy.
You killed my mommy and my only friend. We will make the blanket together."
Who's gonna make a blanket now? You little... I ought to give you a name. I'm so mad."
Idiot, stupid. That's your name.
Your name is dumbass, suck ass, fuck ass.
Ass. Dumbass, suck ass, fuck ass, butt.
Oh, that's his name. That's his canonical name. This is the scene where we finally learn his name, and it's dumbass, suck ass, fuck ass, butt.
Yeah.
Regrettably. Not regrettably. Arguably the high point of the episode. And the whole time, like, it's a classic, like, they're trying to make it like serious acting, but like Jacob is being like, "Oh, what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?" And like the brother's also like on the verge of tears, but like being like, "No, listen, I can explain. I don't. It's not.
It's very unattractive and weird.
It's not. It's nothing. It's like most of this episode. It's nothing."
But Jacob kicks the shit out of his brother.
Jacob kicks the shit out of his brother and drags him out to the cave and says, "Listen, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to do worse. You want to go to the light, brother? Here you friggin' go, buddy." And he tosses him down the cave, and he drifts into the cave and gets gobbled up by the cave. And then the light in the cave goes dark. And then what comes out?
Smokey the Smoke Monster.
Smoke monster, baby.
Smoke monster, the thing that terrorizes the island. You know what I mean.
Here it is. It was all a man.
It was all just this man.
It was all just this guy who was trying to build a wheel in a well one time, and wanted to go home. And then he got his body torn out from his soul or whatever. Jacob goes to find his body later out by the creek.
Which is just by a branch.
It's just by a branch. It's just there. It's fine. Takes the body up to the cave, buries the cave, and Allison Janney next to each other. The brother and Allison Janney next to each other.
In the cave.
In the cave. And then we get a glimpse of a scene from season 1 that we've seen, where Jack and Locke and Kate stumble on these bodies. And they're like, "Whoa, what the heck? These bodies have been here a long time. They have a little bag next to them with the black and white rock. This is pretty crazy, huh? I wonder if we'll ever find out the answer to this." And then we see them.
This is it.
This is it, baby. It
sucks.
Sucks ass, and I hate it.
And that's the whole episode.
It's the whole damn episode. It's no good.
It's garbage. It's truly trash.
The greatest crime that Lost can possibly commit is being boring to watch. And this episode is just
It does just that.
It does exactly that.
They have an opportunity to, get so cranked with it. They're like explaining this truly nuts thing that they've been building up to for forever.
Yeah, they're telling you the origins of the sentient pillar of smoke.
Yeah.
That has taken the form of multiple dead people and is tormenting people constantly throughout this island.
And it was just a guy who wanted to leave.
Just a guy who wanted to leave. He got thrown in the thing. Like, even like the execution of that should be like, "Fuck, dude," and it just lands with a thud. Like, who gives a shit? I don't give a hell or a shit.
But I watched this episode and I was left with a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing about this episode is that it definitely raises a lot of questions.
And I was wondering if there'd be any answers available to a person like me.
There might just be. There might be a handful. There might be a handful of questions and answers asked by Lostpedia.
Lostpedia.com?
.fandom.com.
.fandom.com. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot about that .fandom.
Gotta have that .fandom. My first question is, what is the setting of the episode?
It's on the island in the past.
In the past. According to production leaks, the episode may have been scripted to have begun in 4 AD and would have extended to about 44 AD. Citation needed.
Citation needed. Of course, citation is needed.
Of course. Who were Claudia's people? Claudia being their real life mom, not Allison Janney mom.
They were like these people who shipwrecked and then they became the others?
Ancient Romans, inferred from the Latin language and the ancient dagger.
Ah, the ancient dagger.
Yes, of
also
course.
inferred from the Latin language that we didn't see them speak.
We saw Claudia speak.
We saw Claudia speak with Mommy Dearest.
What are Mother's origins?
She doesn't have any.
Yeah, ambiguous.
Yeah, of course.
She was born of a human and states that she arrived the same way Claudia did, by accident.
I don't believe that for a second.
No, she's definitely like came out of the cave or some shit.
Yeah, totally. She was like, she is that little light inside all of us.
Yeah, my personal favorite interpretation is she's actually just Allison Janney and this is a documentary.
Oh, yeah, that could be true, actually.
What is Mother's name?
Mother?
Unanswered. Just fully
Fuck
unanswered.
This.
How did she become the protector?
Unanswered.
Ambiguous, baby.
Oh, sorry, ambiguous.
Oh my god. How did Mother know so much about the island?
Ambiguous.
You got it. You're setting a pattern here, huh?
This is crazy.
I will say these last two ambiguouses do have some speculation under them. For this one, how did she know so much? She may have learned it from a previous protector.
I hate the speculation.
She may have become enlightened on her own through her growing relationship with the island.
Just through her fucking time with the blanket, more like it.
Why couldn't the man in black ever find the light again?
Ambiguous.
The implication is that only the protector has the authority to find it.
But he did find it.
No,
he didn't find the cave. He found the light.
He found the light. He did find the light. You're right. You're right. This is kind of bullshit. How did Mother's incantation and drinking of the wine enable Jacob to become the protector?
Ambiguous.
It seems that this is more symbolic, and what matters is that Mother offered Jacob the job, and Jacob accepted it.
Oh. That is what it seems,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, that's what it seems. That's not that wrong. How did Mother destroy the entire village and fill the well seemingly overnight?
Through God powers.
Ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
Ambiguous, baby. Woo! More speculation about this one. The writers have talked about the possibility of Mother being a smoke monster, but chose not to say one way or the other.
I'd be ashamed to say one way or the other.
They would be ashamed to take a stance. It keeps going like this. It's all in this. It goes on and on. It's all along this line. Why did... Whoa. Hold on, because we've got a doozy here. When did Jacob become so wise and serene?
He's not.
He's not.
He's not wise and serene at all. He's the dumbest character.
He's the dumbest idiot all the time. He sucks.
What do they say?
It seems that he attained this enlightenment over the centuries in self-reflection. He recognized the mistakes that he made.
He's never smart.
He's never
not
smart
even
and
once.
He's always done. Wow. Oh, man. There's some doozies. I'm going to say one more.
Uh-huh.
Or no, let's say two more.
Two more.
What was the significance of the boy in black being special? This is something we didn't really touch upon, but Allison Janney's constantly like, hey, you're special. You're a special one, young boy in black. You're so special you don't have a name.
I guess it implies that he was going to be the protector, but then he sort of rejects it.
More or less. This fits into the same paradigm of some people being naturally special and connected to the island, such as Walt, Hurley, and numerous other characters. This also seems to have enlightened him further with the light's workings to know that the wheel would work. Sorry, can I tell you two more?
Totally.
What part of the light exists in mankind?
No, I'm not even answering that.
Well, that's fine, because I've got an answer for you. The physical, tangible part of the human spirit or consciousness, which is implied by Mother's description of the light circulating life, death, and rebirth. You know. Just the show that we like to watch.
What is Lost?
What is the origin of the light? This is the final question for you. What is the origin of the light?
It was always there.
It seems to exist as a naturally formed feature geologically.
Oh, it's geology.
Yeah, just geology. It's just
Oh,
geology.
so it's not heaven or hell.
No,
it's
it's
just geology.
It's just rocks.
It's just light.
It's just light from a rock.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's
Boo.
boo. To this episode, I gotta say, don't like it,
Boo.
dislike it, not a fan, didn't even enjoy maybe even 1 second of it.
No, it's not even that fun to make fun of.
No, it's just a drag.
It sucks.
And you don't even get to see any of the people you like.
It fucking
You
sucks.
gotta spend all your time with friggin' loser ass Jacob.
Yeah, and the boy who isn't named.
And Allison Janney, who isn't even good in this
No,
episode.
she's not good in this episode. It's all bad.
It's all top to bottom bad episode.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's a lot more episodes to watch.
I went on our favorite website, random.org.
Yes.
And I put in 1 to 60, our new criteria.
Yes, of course.
And I got 36.
36, that's interesting.
Which is 6 squared.
That is 6 squared. So we're watching the 6 squared episode of Lost after we make this bizarre restriction to it. 36. 36. Confirm for me 36.
Yes, 36.
This is exciting. Season 4, episode 5, The Constant.
Oh.
Desmond.
Desmond.
It's a Desmond episode.
Oh, that's good.
It's good. This is an episode I remember being quite fond of.
Good. Okay.
So I'm pretty sure this is a good episode of TV. This will be a good.
Great.
This will be a good one.
That's so relieving.
We have one little announcement to make at the end of this episode before we do our wrap up, our rigmarole. We are going to be taking this episode comes out November 1st. We're going to be taking the month of November off for this of this podcast. Mostly just to give us a break from the show Lost.
If you couldn't tell listening to this episode, it becomes quite exhausting.
It's quite exhausting. It can be a lot to just never know if you're getting a decent episode of an all right show or a miserable episode that doesn't make sense and isn't worth watching. And plus, like, just to give us a break, like I think you suggested this to me at the start of today, and I don't think I realized how much I needed it until you said it.
Yeah, we have been doing this for like a year and a half straight.
And we still have a year to go.
Yeah.
So we definitely, we want to finish this very badly, and we don't want to burn out on it.
Yeah, I think this is the only way to ensure that we can possibly make it to the end.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is, I think, a good move for us. And you know what? There's still 50 episodes left, so come December, we'll be right back at it, full swing, baby.
We'll wrap it up December 2019.
Oh, baby. Yes. Oh, it's actually like a tangible date.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Like weird, huh? So that's the episode. Thank you so much for listening. I've been Bean.
I've been James.
You can follow me on Twitter at Barrier Trio. You can follow James at James Brown or his shenanigans at jamesbrown.space. You can follow the show at Island Shuffle on Twitter or at facebook.com/The Island Shuffle. You can also give us a rating and a review on iTunes if you're so inclined. This is very helpful to the algorithm, I'm told. And lastly, we're going to end by plugging our favorite podcast network. Why, of course, it's noisepace.xyz. Matt's kind enough to host us there for free. We give Matt a thank you. And we encourage you to check out many other podcasts that are there. There's a lot. I say them all every episode, so I will just focus on a new episode, a new podcast. I will usually podcasts start on Noisepace. This is our first time absorbing an extant podcast. It arrived to Noisepace, and it is called Jurgen It.
Jurgen It.
It's about a show called The Secret Life of the American Teenager, which is based around the Jurgen family.
That's really funny.
It's good. It has
funny.
It has one of the Henry Kissinger hosts on it, and his brother. And they too are trapped in hell. They
can't get out.
They cannot get out. So it's nice to know that we're not the only people suffering through a show that we don't like. I think our show's probably better. Seems like our show's probably better than The Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Wow, I can't wait to check that out.
It is definitely worth a listen.
Maybe I'll be jerking it later tonight.
You might just be. You might just be. Honestly, I do hope you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out all the podcasts are good. They're all good, and I like them all. Listen to them all. They're good. Noise Space is good, and I like to be on it. That's the show. That's the episode. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for keeping us in your hearts and in your heads, and of course between your ears,
In your prayers.
and of course in your prayers.
Thanks for keeping that great light inside you every day.
Hey, don't ever let that little light in your soul. Don't you go craving any more of it.
You try and harvest more light in your soul.
Because you've got exactly enough, and any more is a sign of greed and opulence or something.